Yeah. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast, episode 14. And the Lords are back at the round table. We apologize for a little bit of delay, but we got a great show lined up. And of course, the usual suspects at the round table. So let's start off with my brother from another mother, the non-aggro gamer himself, Lord Addict in the building. How are you doing, sir? Cool, cool, cool. And of course, we've got Illuminati confirmed. Our man, the tech man, Lord Sovereign. What's going on, Lord Sovereign? Yes, yes. And the excess gamer, the man who demands premium experience, beloved Lord King's in the building. What's going on, Lord King? hmm No doubt. So the Lords is a lot going on, but what have the Lords been playing? I know for me, I'll start off with myself. This has actually been a fun week. I actually got back into Destiny. Shout out to Lord Sinister. He's been running these raid boot camps at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Okay, we got to get you back in your routine. Got to get you back into shape, baby. Oh, okay, okay. hmm hmm Yes, I was doing that, and had a little some Mario Kart action, so that was fun. So I just started that joint up. But Lord Attic, what's been going on with you? What you been playing? hmm Okay, okay. Lord Sovereign, what's been going on with you as far as you been playing? hmm 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 Yeah. We will shut that down. But continue. hmm Nice, nice, nice. And Lord K, what have you been playing? hmm 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 Nice, nice, nice. hmm hmm Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's 1080 baby. Smooth, nice. hmm All right, no doubt, no doubt. I got my man Quinn in the chat, so he's saying that we have a little technical issue right now before we actually jump off. He's saying that he can just hear me, which is not cool. We got it. We got to get the crew in there. So let's see what's going on. So we have a little experience, a little technical issue. Yeah, he's saying he's just hearing me right now, buddy, and that is a problem. So hold on one second. Yeah, that's it. That's not a good look. And I'm solo out here in these streets. It's not a good look. No doubt. If worse comes to worse, we'll just switch up on the joint. Give me one second. We apologize, y'all. Shit a little bit crazy. Yeah, Kai's in there saying the same thing too. Let's dead it. We're gonna dead it. Yeah, we'll restart it. We'll dead it. He's like, what's that? I see y'all. All right, we'll be right back, y'all. After these messages. No?
All right. I have no clue how that happened.
I don't know. It was
Are you?
weird, and I literally hit live, and it didn't bring anybody over except me.
Well, I think that fixed it, but we probably lost everyone for the day. Can anyone hear us now?
No, but here's the deal. Yeah, it is what it is. Yo,
All right, they can hear me.
can you hear Carl? All right, cool. I see what Quinn said. They can hear. Y'all can hear both of us, right? We good? The levels is good.
Yeah, just for us too. Sorry
All right,
about the
cool. Sorry about
inconvenience,
that,
you
man.
guys. I can't add anyone. Is it
I
letting
got
you?
it. Nah, they bugging out here.
All right, just chilling here for a second.
Yeah, I got you. Mm. Going through the technical difficulties in these streets. Oh, there we go. Let's see.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get them in as fast and as efficient as possible. All right, we'll let you add now.
I think so. Yeah, let's see. It's doing by email crap. Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Mhm.
It was like there was two high. Google. I have never seen it do that.
Yeah, it was like it was 2 sessions going on, bugging out.
Because I was wondering why it looked different. Like I couldn't mute myself. Like the mute was on the bottom and not the top. It didn't look.
And I'm at them now. Let's see if it goes through.
All right, while we wait for everyone else to come in, why don't you guys ask some questions in the comment section?
Why y'all ish ain't working? That's question number 1. Oh man. Nah, bro. Yeah, this is not a look right here. You're going in right now. Yeah, man, we having an issue with this.
It's hard to tell how long it's going to take to get King back in here.
Yeah, that's
I just sent him.
Sent it out. Yeah, I sent them out.
Oh my god, the 1 week I don't do it.
See what happens.
I guess I'm forever stuck as this host.
Nah, we may have to just dead it again, bro. Because this.
There's
You know what I'm saying? You got Solve in the building?
Mm-hmm.
Solve in the building.
All right, there we go. Just gotta get King up in here.
Yep, I'm in.
Again, I have to apologize anyone watching this. We didn't know we were the only ones talking. Thank God for the chat.
Nah, the chat let us know what was good. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just go ahead and start one of our topics while we wait for D to get his stuff figured out.
No doubt. All right,
we'll talk about Phil Spencer's comments.
Yeah, let's get right into obviously the topic of discussion right now. At least one of the hottest topics going on right now is the recent interview with shout out to you, recording. The recent interview going on with Phil Spencer, and obviously there were some comments made, and I'm gonna let Lord Soft take this away because I know you want to jump right in on this as far as, I don't want to say games as a service, but some comments also he made his reference to single player experiences and stuff like that. So, Lord Soft, what you got for the people on this?
All right, so basically, Phil had an interview with The Guardian recently where he kind of talked about basically this. He made a statement saying that he looks at moving forward, offering something like games as a service as a viable way to sort of move gaming forward and kind of evolve the way in which people sell games and the way people kind of consume games. So basically he had this 2-pronged approach where he was indicating that basically when it comes to games as a service, he's talking about games that exist as a service, kind of like a Destiny or a Division or something like that. Mm-hmm. In addition to how you kind of sell games and how you present games and what Microsoft has been doing with that in terms of like Game Pass and stuff like that. So basically, to get into the comments and how people react to the comments, he made a comment indicating that it almost seemed like he was leaning towards Microsoft focusing on sort of these PvP sort of experiences moving forward, multiplayer experiences, and sort of abandoning single player. Mm-hmm. And essentially what happened with that was that, I think it got blown out of proportion. I think what Phil was trying to indicate was that the markets in recent years have basically indicated that is where a lot of gaming is being done at this point in time. It's very popular. You have 30+ million players on Destiny. That's not something that you can ignore. So what he was indicating was that he wants to create an environment for these developers where both of those type of games could thrive. But he made it very clear that something along the lines of Destiny and the Division, these are things that they're kind of at the forefront right now. And you have to ensure that A, they continue to thrive and grow, and that B, because they're thriving and growing so much, you have to create an environment where smaller developers can get in on that action, because it's a very difficult thing for small developers to kind of get in on that sort of kind of progressive design philosophy where you can create a game that's a persistent world that you continue to build upon. It's not cost effective for a small team to be able to do that. So part of what Phil was talking about was saying, well, okay, on our side, what we've been trying to do is build up with things like the cloud-based services and stuff like that, create systems within the Xbox development environment that make it easier for all developers, specifically small developers, to be able to put out a game that's a living game, and that they can expand upon, and they can evolve over time, and the developer not have to worry about having to purchase and maintain servers and things like that. So this is what they're trying to provide in order for these sorts of games to continue to thrive on consoles. And then he mentioned that also in terms of single player games, where he was like, well, you know what? Single player gaming at this point is getting a lot more difficult to invest millions and millions of dollars into these single sort of bespoke experiences that you experience for 20, 30 hours, if that, and then it's over and that's it. There's just too much money involved for that to be the end of it. Even if you consider like DLC that gets released months down the line, like story-based DLC, it's still not cost effective. So what Phil said when he was talking about the Netflix of gaming, he said, well, we've been talking about maybe including in Game Pass something that would allow developers to have episodic single player content where they're not forced to release an entire game in one shot. They release an episode of a game. It's on the service already that you're paying for, so you're not paying extra for it. You play whatever the first 5-6 hours of that episode is. And if it does well, obviously the revenue from that, obviously the revenue that they're already getting from the whatever the $10 a month Game Pass is or whatever it's going to be, and that continues to feed into the further development of that game. And what it does is create an environment where these type of games could thrive, and you're not obligated to spend $100 million on a AAA single player game that's going to last 20 to 30 hours. And then that'd be that, because the return on investment isn't a consistent one after that. So I mean, he was just talking about how they plan to move things forward in terms of how people consume different types of genres of games, and basically how Xbox and Microsoft in general is gonna kind of create a very developer friendly environment to allow that to happen.
Right.
So
now, I just want to cut you real quick, Lord Soft, because I want to jump in, because the point of contention right now, where the community right now, I'm looking in these gaming streets, and the point of contention right now is they're saying, okay, but the way he's wording it is almost appealing to the fact that Xbox is saying that not only is it not profitable, that they may be, as far from developing single player experiences, but they may be going away from that based on the successes of things like that, and that they're using the Netflix thing. But pretty much the fear that I'm seeing is people like, is this the death of single player games? And I wanted to get the Lord's
I would like to jump in on that
real quick, and then I'll get you back off.
My jumping on that is you see how Hitman is being distributed to us? And I give that as a perfect example, because if you drop Hitman out in stages, let's say episodes, right? It's episodic, let's say it that, right? And you get a chance to play the first episode of Hitman, you do your target out in Paris or whatever. And if you really like the game and you really think the game is fantastic, then you play the next episodes. I see where Phil is talking about using that kind of model to further single player games and extending the life of it. Because to be honest with you, Hitman can keep going. It can keep dropping targets and dropping places on Hitman if you keep playing. And I think that's a great way to look forward. It's no longer closed off, because before, when you got Zelda and you did everything, because I did everything in Zelda, it's closed off. So now I'm waiting for the DLC for the Zelda for it to keep going. And what he wants is he wants the single player game to have a longer shelf life, and same way as a multiplayer game, because we could throw on Call of Duty multiplayer and play it till the next one comes out. And that's what usually happens, and it usually goes past when the next one comes out. You know, people are still playing Black Ops,
Absolutely,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or Counter Strike. To even further it more, I got people still playing a game released back in like '86, Counter Strike.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the longevity he wants to see a single player game achieve, and I believe through this model that can be achieved.
I want to get a Lord Addict on this, because I know he's been going back and forth with a lot of people on this. So I want to get your feeling on these comments, man.
I think, you know, first off, I want to say anyone that completely, you know, what I saw on Twitter is people acting like the sky's falling.
Yes.
No single player games confirmed for Xbox. And it's like if you read the, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to bring up this article that this man did, and I want to read you guys a sentence after the sentence that people are really snatching onto. They keep snatching onto that to, you know, where he said that, you know, with the whole Horizon thing, where he was like, you know, Horizon and I think he said Zelda.
I think he mentioned Zelda as well. Yes.
Yeah, Horizon and Zelda. He said that these titles, they're just not, they're not where they were. You know, they're not. They don't have the impact that they did, well, let's say 10 years ago. Well, clearly, because we live in a more multiple world, but that's completely off the subject. Okay, I ain't gonna go into that. So I'm about to bring it up now.
Yeah, go for it.
Here is the article that people are referring to.
Mm-hmm. Going crazy right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean.
All right, it's down here a little bit. You guys talk while I find it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I'm going to jump in real quick. The context right now is like, listen, I think it was a small comment that Phil made, and it is definitely getting a lot of traction. Let's just keep it 100 as far as from a purely financial standpoint, right? We know that from a multiplayer game, for the most part, tends to have more legs, right? As it continues, it tends to have more legs because it's a constantly online community. People will continue to play games. So I think what they're seeing, the trend is that the single player games, even these these masterpieces, are not doing the numbers they did in the past.
All right, I want everyone to look up here. Here is the sentence that, you know, he was talking about, that everyone keeps bringing up, this whole paragraph here. Now, tell me how long of a read it is from that paragraph to this sentence. Like, I want to make sure both narrative-driven story player games and service-based games have the opportunity to succeed. I think that's critical for us. Like, why would he completely say he's going to abandon single player and then drop a sentence like this, not even a paragraph later? Like, and the part that kills me is, like, people were straight up reaching. I ain't going to go out of my way and say that people were clickbaiting videos like crazy on YouTube. I ain't going to go that far. But you know who you are, and you know, like it just, the part that really just bothers me is this: it's nowhere whatsoever did Phil Spencer say he was going to quit doing single player games. Right. He's just stated that in the time we live in, the industry is more of a multiplayer driven place. He did kind of incite that they're making more of a multiplayer game, you know, compromise, but not in any way did he say, you know, because we believe the industry is going this far, we have decided to only make multiplayer games. He never said anything like that.
Exactly. And that's where the panic is. Yeah, that's where the panic is. I mean, let me jump in real quick, too, because this is where I think Phil's honesty and transparency gets him in trouble. And it's not I think it comes from a good place because he's trying to be communicative. He's trying to let the community know, okay, this is what's going on. This is things that we're seeing. But when people see like every word, I'm not gonna say my boy Phil ain't got no media training, but it's like every word that he speaks, people hold on to it. They're trying to get something out of it. So when they saw that sentence, it was like, oh no.
It was like Christmas.
Yeah, they like, no more single player. This is what Xbox is doing, and I get it. Like there is something to be said that, yeah, trends are showing that. But if you really look at what he's saying, he's also trying to keep single player alive by offering these experiences. You know what I'm saying? He even referenced Telltale. He referenced a lot of other, story-driven franchises and stuff like that. Now, Inside was like his favorite game last year and stuff like that. So make no mistake, like this man loves single player experiences. He's just trying to get it into a situation where I've visualized it is he's trying to get into a situation where it's actually profitable. So if it becomes going on like a Netflix style service like Game Pass and being able to be released episodically, then if that is what saves, single player or makes it profitable. And then the other thing that people are not even realizing too is that like how the Netflix model is, Netflix has original programming, right? That you can only get there. So if these single play like exclusive, everybody wants exclusive. That's the big thing. Xbox has no exclusive. If this is what people want, like, and this is a way to facilitate that, I don't see what the problem is. Right. I look at it as someone trying to keep it alive.
All right, like I do want to say one thing, that kind of really, really agitates me. I'm going to try not to cuss. These people on YouTube and Twitter are acting like Microsoft has been, I make single player games only from day one. Xbox has always been a multiplayer console, a multiplayer platform that sprinkles in single player experiences. It's never been the other way around.
Right, because the whole foundation of Microsoft has been on Xbox Live and playing with community. I mean, most people who bought a 360 and all that stuff, I mean, you brought Xbox because of the sense of community. You jump on a party chat with your friends, you talk with your friends, you play with your friends. But continue about that.
And let's look at the past 3 years. All right, first year we had Rise. Second year, I think, was Sunset Overdrive, or was it? And that might have been third. No, Sunset was second year, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay, third year was Quantum Break and Record. I mean, people be acting like they don't be popping out single-player experiences, and that's the part that blows my mind. 1 year, everyone drops their shit. No, single-player abandoned, and I'm like, yo, single-player this year was supposed to be Scalebound, but it got canceled.
Right. And I think that it's more of a thing where the Scalebound cancellation hurts more.
Scared the hell out of people.
Exactly. But Lord Saab, I know I cut you. Get back in. I know you had some stuff you wanted to say with this whole thing.
I mean, I think it's just the noise of the internet. That's a big exaggeration. For anybody to come out and say that is just absolutely ridiculous. I think everything that Phil is saying right now is by design. If you look at the recent interviews he's had and the interviews he's had probably since the beginning of the year, every single one of his interviews becomes more and more focused. This is by design because what he's doing is he's focusing the message more and more, indicating that by E3, there's going to be some sort of announcement in regards to this. Because he's less and less coy in every interview that he has, and he tries to be more and more specific about what they're doing. So my assumption is that there's going to be some sort of announcement in terms of some kind of fundamentals or the beginnings of some sort of fundamental shift into how they provide these games as a service, whether it be on the purchasing side for us or whether it be on the development side in terms of supporting developers. There's something coming, and he wants to kind of gradually work his way up to the actual reveal of it. So that's, I mean, if he's gonna be penalized for trying to be as honest as possible, that's just ridiculous. And again, what scares me a little bit is that this whole zeitgeist that tries to sort of muffle the message, because this is precisely what happened with the original release of the Xbox One. Like I said before, like they did a lot of things wrong in terms of their messaging, but the good stuff within what they were trying to do got completely drowned out by the bad stuff.
Yes. That's a very good
Let
point.
me ask you guys a question. Would you consider State of Decay that narrative? Would you guys consider a co-op experience that's not multiplayer PvP focused. It's like PvE focused. I'm using PvE and PvP. Destiny's been way too long. But would you guys consider it a co-op PvE focus, on the same lines as what they want to?
Well, the new one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. To establish more friendship playing, yeah, of course.
The original wasn't that. The original was definitely more kind of a single player type thing. But with this new one coming out, that's absolutely what they're trying to hit.
And that's the part that kills me is, people they're going to get to the point where this man, I mean, you could tell that, Phil Spencer has slowed down on his tweets on Twitter. He doesn't tweet or talk to people nearly as much as he used to. And then every time he goes on any kind of interview, shit like this happens. You're going to get to the point where he ain't going to comment on anything because people above him are going to cut him off.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that Microsoft is demonized no matter what. You understand? Listen,
there you go.
You have other companies that will say really outlandish things, and they don't get half the furor that Microsoft receives when they say microbial things. Like, trust me, the service that they're coming out with, that puts other companies in jeopardy.
Oh,
because
it puts the whole gaming industry, the whole retail in jeopardy.
But if it's done properly, and Microsoft has been pushing in this area for a minute, and they're trying to break that fourth wall, that fourth dimension on that wallet. They're trying to make sure that there's a consistent stream of revenue coming through that funds your fundamental feel for games. So when you jump on your Netflix and you want to watch a movie, because we watched a movie last night, and then I said, well, let me check on Netflix to see if they had a certain other movie out, and it was there. So I said, okay, let's watch that one too. So it kept me glued to the television watching Netflix. What Microsoft wants is your entertainment time and dollars to go to them.
Right.
So
now, I want to cut you 1 second, because this is the sentence that I think is really scary to people, right? And I totally agree with you. Like, the Lords are on it. In defense of the noise of the internet, right?
It's just noise. It don't matter.
Right, but we got to play devil's advocate. Why are people freaking out? And I think the sentence, as I'm rereading it, right, is he says Spencer feels from a creative standpoint we need new types of narrative experience. He says, but from a business standpoint, it's getting harder and riskier to commit to those games. So that's the statement that people are like, when that is said, like, oh, Microsoft doesn't want to do it. But if you follow through, he said, is there an answer? Phil Spencer thinks there is. And the answer is
now, you know how
type services like in HBO, looking at what they're doing.
You know how you really compete with that game service, right? You go up to the people who make Life is Strange. You go up to the people Telltale. You write them a check and you say your games are coming to our service exclusively. that would be the way. Like every month you get a new Telltale episode, and it just consistently goes.
I don't think that's the way to go. It's saying your games come here exclusively. I think moving away from dropping a bag. I don't think dropping a bag on somebody's porch is gonna alleviate the problems. Fine, let it come out on Xbox service, and let it come out on whoever else's service. May the better service win. I mean, I have Netflix and I have Hulu. I watch Hulu a little bit. I watch Netflix a little bit. They both have different content. Some have the same content. And you may want to watch a movie on Netflix because they have the 4K streaming opposed to watching it on Hulu.
Not to Lee's in the chat right now. He made a real good point, and he said, look, Phil just being real. Like nobody really bought and supported Recore. Nobody bought and supported Quantum Break. These are single play experiences that Microsoft invested in, and the fans are not doing it. So it's like I get what Lord Lee's saying, because it's like he's just being real as far as the sales. He's telling you like people are not supporting. So we may have to go this model.
Like, here's the thing. Like, PlayStation was built off a single player foundation. It was back in the day when there was no internet. Xbox One, the original Xbox, of course, it was, it had a little bit of that when you got around to like the Halo 2 era. But it was around the end of that generation, and the 360 literally established the internet when it came to gaming. All these brands, it's like, you know, the first tier, all these brands were built off of a multiplayer experience. It's not the same thing. People are like, oh, the fans aren't going to support it. You damn straight the fans aren't going to support it, because Xbox is built off a multiplayer experience, and Phil knows this.
Right, and that's facts, guys. That's all.
Yeah, I think what people need to realize is that Sony has been as successful as they have been with their single player properties because, as we said before, they invest time and money in them, and they let them slip up a little bit. Even if they're not perfect, their first or second iteration, if there's a following to them, they have enough belief in them to continue putting money into them. That's one. Two, but let's also remember, the only studio that is not one or two so-so games away from being shut down is Naughty Dog. Let's be very clear that if any of these other studios release mediocre to bad games, they're in deep trouble.
I mean, Drive Club was shut down. I mean, there's plenty of games that got shut down from one game.
And that's a game, that you can present as a service. It's a driving game. You can continue adding courses. You can open up the multiplayer. You can continue adding cars. It's something that you could have continued. It wasn't like there was a single player narrative based game. But let's be very clear, like, not too many studios have that sort of leeway. I mean, and so they have to make sure that those every time, and again, and we're looking at it from the perspective of a first quarter for Sony that was amazing. Everything they dropped was gold. Everything they dropped was amazing. That doesn't always happen. And again, these studios have to keep up that cadence. If they release bad games, if they release mediocre games, 1 or 2 games down the line, they're done. They're done. It's just the reality of it. So it's not that this is not Microsoft's doing. This is not Microsoft's thinking. It's the reality of the market, and he's saying the truth while offering an alternative.
I mean,
and if he's saying it, trust me, he's gonna do it. If he's saying it, it's in the works already. He's not saying it just for
it's already done.
Exactly. I mean, any studio is up for this. I mean, if you look at Fable, Lionhead Studio, they made, you know, regardless how I feel about Fable 3 and Fable 2, they made 3 solid Fable games that sold like 4 million plus each, and then they made a game that didn't even get finished and they got closed down. Any studio is up to get shut down.
No, I mean, that's true too. I mean, again, Lost Lee's in the chat lit right now, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like Lord Sovereign said, if he just said that and walked away from the statement, then I would have had a problem. But he's offering a solution, and he's being real, but at the same time offering a solution, and I can't get mad at that. You see what I'm saying? So if that's the way, or if that's the future of gaming, to keep single player alive, and because like I said, it's like Lord Sovereign said, there's people, it's very rare to knock out the park these majestic single player experiences and expect them to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like a Zelda or Horizon. Like, it's just, we've had this amazing good run of quality single player. You know what I'm saying? That kind of bit. So I do see what people are talking about.
I don't like the fact now that every single player game has to have a multiplayer component attached to it. But you know what? The boardroom says we need to keep this game generating revenue. And statistics has shown that multiplayer games do this. So here's where you will get something like what is it? A single player game for Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's say we get that, right? I'm pretty sure that at some point in time, a multiplayer component will be attached to that game.
Well, generally, that has been the trend. You've been making good points, because like the trends have been like, they look at that, and it would always, people would complain like, why are they tacking on multiplayer on a Tomb Raider or that kind of. But the statistics do show that the longevity of the said game is extended a little bit. I'm not saying that's the way to go, but I'm just saying, like, regardless to what people say, shout out to our ruler in the chat. Phil is just being real about what's going on with trends. Like, I don't know.
Well, like I said, they're demonizing them.
It's like I said, you know, Sony, their fan base was built off a single player experience, so it would make sense that they would cater to that market. But you know, as you know, Lord Sleet said earlier in the chat, Xbox fans don't support single player games on Xbox, and you know
I believe that to be true. I believe that you touched on that.
And you see people on Twitter like blaming the Xbox fan base. You can't blame the fan base for not picking up a game that they just don't they're not interested in. Like, make the games that your fan base is interested, or just shut up.
No, but they did. I mean, to the Lord Sleep Point, they did make games. You know, they made good. We're not gonna say that Quantum Break was pure trash or anything like that.
Trash.
for some, I get it. It's just
Wait a second. I really liked that game. I thought the game was very thought out. Every time people come over and they see the game, they think that I'm watching a TV show, to be honest with you. And I thought the game was great. Was the delivery system of the game good? No. And the reason why is because it was set as episodic. It was set as a TV show. It was set in a way that you were supposed to get it and consume it over a period of time, which got short and condensed because of the whole crap about Xbox is doing TV and they're not interested. Like Lord Sovereign said, they had great things inside their messaging that got overshadowed by 2 or 3 negative things, perceived negative things, because we're doing that always online stuff now. They're doing DRM check-ins now. If you don't think that this stuff is DRM checked in, when you put your game in, trust me, if you put a bootleg in your Xbox right now, trust me, it might be bricked. So don't act like these things aren't coming to you. But what people want is the lie. The problem is Phil is not lying. He's giving you the straight.
That's what worries me about this E3. That's what worries me about this. It worries me that the same thing that happened in 2013 is going to happen again. That whatever negativity, whatever small negativity, everything that I see so far, they're going to have a lot of positive things to say at E3, right? Maybe the one negative might be the price for some people of the Scorpio, right? So my worry is that they take that messaging and turn it on its ear. And then like they're trying to do with this, trying to take one little comment and turn it into something else completely that it's not. So my worry is that in a forum like E3, where the whole world is watching, if Sony isn't ready to take that ride with them and to say, you know what, we're doing something along those same lines, and they just want to appease their fan base, they're going to completely take that messaging, try to turn it on its ear, and say, no, we're keeping gaming just the way it is. It doesn't need to change. It's fine just the way it is. And then here we go once again with that messaging.
Yeah, I think Sony's going to do exactly what you said. Oh, we're going to keep video games the same. Hey, yo, put that service up. This what they do. Like, they see, Sony is great at. Listen, I like Sony. All right, I don't want it to come across as these people think it's I'm standing on a Microsoft platform and I'm waving a flag. This is my console of choice. Yes, it is. All right, and that's my blood is green, but I also have a mind that has Sony in it. So Sony is always going to have a place in my heart. Yes, fundamentally, are they one single player system? Yes, and I understand that Lord Attic. That was dead on. The Microsoft fans want the best multiplayer games here. And sales dictate we have stepped away from our DNA. That's what it is. Sony stayed true to their DNA and the fans gravitated to it. We stepped away from our DNA, and this is what happens. Now, Phil is bringing us back to our DNA, but what he's saying as well, because you remember, he said multi-platform games will be best played here. Okay, so you feel safe here. Also, for you guys that for the single player, this is what we're trying to do with you guys. You know, don't think we're gonna leave you. We're trying to build and cultivate this as well. So if the guy's being honest, and I can see it, I saw it. And I looked at it and I said, I'm not falling into that trap because I understand where Phil is going with it. But the people that don't want Microsoft to succeed, and there's some people that just really can't stand big corporations, and they feel like Microsoft and Sony, they act like Sony's the little guy. No, he's not. He's a corporation too. You know, he's a big
Mhm.
corporation and he's winning right now. So they don't have the same amount of hate because Microsoft has looked at this giant machine and they feel like they got to hate on it.
Lord
But,
Sleep's in the building real quick. I see you jumped in. Lord Sleep, you in there?
Mhm.
No doubt. So
Yeah, I'm here.
I got to get your take on this. The Phil Spencer comments heating up the streets right now. Everybody's, the sky's falling. What is Lord Sleep? And Lord Anchor's in the building too. So
Yes.
we got to get this popping. We got the full house in here.
I'm
Lord
here to
Sleep, take it away.
work.
Let's get
See,
ready to
like
rumble.
last time.
It's that time. It's just that time to fill the quota for bitching. That's all it is. Like I said in chat, Phil's just being real with people, and people don't like that. People want to be coddled and told lies and bullshit,
It
and
was the
that's
one
not
time
what he's
he didn't
doing. And
PR
I
it.
don't mean to be cussing and everything, but it's annoying.
it was the one time
Go
he
ahead,
didn't
Attic.
PR everyone to death, and people didn't like it. But you know, I do want to say something real quick. Like, look, I see you guys in the chat. Okay, I just don't like Quantum Break. I'm sorry. Like, I don't like. Look. Okay, maybe I was a little harsh to call it trash, which I've said. Okay, Lord Cognito, have I flip flopped since day one on Quantum Break? From day one, I've been no Quantum Break.
Yeah, you've been consistent.
I just don't like the 45-minute interactions. It completely separates me from the gameplay. That's my only issue with it. But anyway, we'll get back into the conversation because Ant is in the comments after my throat.
No doubt. Lord Anchor, are we in the building?
All right, so I haven't heard what anyone else has said so far regarding it, but pretty sure someone had something similar to me. This is a classic case of people reading but not reading.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, the skimming.
And now I can understand some people who can't actually read. I understand. I understand. There is a problem with the literacy rate on YouTube.
Whatever Anchorman says, the Iron Lords podcast does not affiliate with his statement he's about to say.
I affiliate with you, Anchor. You good?
I'm feeling with Anchor right now.
Oh, see, me and Anchorman was in the party. I know exactly where he's going.
No, but talk about it, Anchor. Talk about it, Lord Anchor. Let's go.
That's the thing, though. It's just if you read what he said in the actual article, his whole point was, hey, single-player games, it is much harder for a single-player game to make money. That is blatantly true. Because they do not stick around as long. As a perfect example, if you go right now and you go look and see what people are playing on Xbox, this is what Phil Spencer has access to. Now, to a much greater detail than we have, but it's a pretty good indicator here. If you take a look at what's on there, in the top 20, there is only one single player game. That's Fallout 4, which is almost 3 years old.
And not to cut you, Lord, because me and you, I'm the one that brought it to the Lord for the most part as far as checking the most played games list, right? And when we used to have our little Fallout, little battles and stuff like that, I always said, Lord, I always felt it was very impressive that Fallout was up there as long as it is, because I knew how multiplayer games, the trend for them to continue as a most played game, you're playing with your friends. It's common sense. You know what I mean? So what Fallout was able to do, I always felt was remarkable. And I always gave you credit for that. You know what I mean? But like you said, if you look at that list,
it's people spending money.
Exactly.
Because for every 100 people you got in there, maybe one person's dumb enough to use a microtransaction. Hundreds of thousands of people in there, that's money. You got people who keep on playing, and that is money. And that's exactly true what he was saying. That all these games, if you have a single player only game, that's a one and done, maybe two and done if you're lucky. And you're done, you sell it back to GameStop, you get your money back, or you get some money back, and someone else is going to spend it, and that's money that they're not making anymore. That's a used game. And so every single player focused developer has
single player games are definitely ending up a game.
Keep you playing. As an example, perfect example of this, Bethesda, arguably the kings of the single player. They have tried to make it so you keep their game. Like Fallout 4, there's tons of different ways you can play that game. There's lots of different. You have multiple playthrough options. DLC comes in, and that you could argue that's a service as well. But even then, you got another situation of like, okay, Horizons are done. You play one and done. You're good to go. No alternate ending. Good to go. And Fallout 4, there's different ways it can end.
Hey,
another example is Dishonored. Dishonored 2 is a great example. They've tried to diversify gameplay. So
I'm on my third playthrough of Dishonored.
If you want to hit every single ending, You play as Corvo, you play as Emily. That's at least 2 playthroughs, and then there's high and low chaos for both, which is going to be different. And so that's 4 playthroughs, and that game didn't sell well. That game didn't do that well.
Good point.
And like again, it's a tough thing if you're throwing out a single player game, and unless it sells gangbusters, it ain't gonna.
Might not be around to make a sequel.
Exactly, which is what
so,
Lost
like,
Out was saying.
The only reason people are flipping out about his comments right now is because Horizon Zero Dawn and Legend of Zelda just came out.
Exactly.
If he had said this 4 months ago, no one would have batted an eye.
It's a classic
I have
prisoners of the moment.
I have a comment.
And it's not even just
Overreaction.
us two.
All right, I have a comment real quick. We can go over the answer in that comment section. Okay, he says Quantum Break and Rise are probably the best games this gen. Exclusives on Xbox. Lord Kaiser said no, and he says name another one. Do you guys think those 2 are the best Xbox exclusives they've made?
No,
No,
not in any
not
way.
at all.
No way.
Not at all. No.
Hold on. And said name one. So I think the Lords need to name one for the man.
Wait, what
Gears
was
of
it?
War 4.
Break, Rise.
If you
Yes,
ask me,
Gears of War 4.
if you ask me, compared to those 2, if we're gonna be real, I think Recore is a better game. I'll be straight up with you.
Yeah, I like Record as well.
Lord Kaiser, you're gonna have to state what GOY is because I have no clue what that is either.
There's only one game of the year for 2017, and I can confirm it.
It's Zelda.
No.
If you say praise,
Oh God! Why are we back at this door?
No.
Get out of that door! Close that door! Don't open that door!
We'll have that
We won't.
in December. Like we'll talk about that in December.
Yeah.
No.
Listen. Okay, we're not gonna do that game of the year stuff. We're gonna stop. I'm gonna shut it down now. The door's closed now. It's over.
As
stop
of right
it
now, I have played
until the rest of the year.
Game of the Year contender, and it is Snake Pass.
Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
And on that note,
This is what happens when you leave the door open. You see what happens? The door's left open.
on the Phil Spencer
Snake
comment.
Pass Game of the Year confirmed.
I think we all got what we wanted to say. We do feel that it's a lot of prisoner moment reaction going on in these streets, and Lord Zero, Lord Sleeve, and Lord Anchor for clarity. But I want to move on, and now that we have Lord Anchor in the building, I'm actually going to switch up the order.
Drink. I'll be right back.
Because we want to talk about the Xbox Fanfest aftermath.
Okay, so you know what, and yeah,
Lord
go
King, I'm going to set it off with you. As you know, as we know, there was a lot going into this Wednesday about what happened with the Fanfest situation, and there was another 400 tickets dropped, and some stuff happened this week. So, Lord King, I'm going to give it to you.
Yes,
Let you take it away for the people.
All my fellow gamers, this is a statement. And I'm going to shed light on what happened. Now, a lot of people don't want to talk about exactly what happened. Microsoft wasn't prepared for FanFest, the site opening. The third-party site wasn't able to handle as much traffic that came through. Here's an indication on how you handle it. When E3 went on sale, the tickets for E3 went on sale, I believe it was in January or February, and we purchased the tickets. The tickets went on sale in that morning. I say 5 seconds in, it was already up to 1,000. I was already pushed out. I had to pay $250 for my ticket, opposed to the $125 or the $100, whatever it was, the cheap tickets for the same thing. So if that was any indication of the fan base for E3, that should have gave Microsoft a heads up. Okay, so the idea was we're going to drop 100 4 times in a day. It's 400 tickets. We was going to keep 100 tickets for promotional use only. Great. The site went up in the morning at 9 o'clock LA time and 6 o'clock LA time, 9 o'clock our time, and 5 seconds in, everybody got in. All the friends were, hey, we got a ticket. Yeah, you've been confirmed. Fantastic. Some people.
We had the Oprah effect.
The site closed in on people. The site closed in on some people, and comes to find out the site wasn't equipped to handle as much traffic as it did. People got tickets that they shouldn't have got. tickets were sold it way too high in abundance that wasn't supposed to be sold or given away. All right. So Microsoft's quick fix to this was void everyone. All right. So they void everybody.
After
Okay.
3 hours.
Yeah, after they realize they messed up and they're looking at it like, oh my God, we really wet the bed on this, guys. All right. So they did it. They voided everybody out and they said, okay, we're going to do this again next week at this time. And instead of dropping it out in increments of 100, we're going to drop it out all in one shot. Good luck, guys. Now, unbeknownst to everybody else, they knew for a fact that their third-party site couldn't handle the traffic coming, because the people that didn't know that FanFest was going on, they knew now.
Yes.
So if they had at least 6,000 people jump on at one time, the first time they had 30,000 people jump on this time, if not 1 million. Who knows? Who knows the actual number of the people that jumped in for it? Okay. So behind closed doors, this is what I feel Microsoft did. Microsoft said we're gonna link up the site. The site is gonna go live, and nobody's gonna get in. Everybody's going to get a weird ass error. We're gonna put a couple of plants in people on Twitter to say that we got in, we got some tickets. All right, because the ratio between the people that said they got confirmed tickets and the actual tickets that's supposed to be sold, well, it was supposed to be given out. It's supposed to be 400 tickets, right? 400 people did not tweet out, "Yo, I'm in." Not even more than 30 people tweeted out, "Yo, I'm in." All right. So they have their predetermined list of the people that got screwed. They said, "Yo, we're going to give y'all a 3-month pass." That went out, and people were so pissed off at that point. Microsoft said, "Okay, listen, we're going to put it up because they're expecting us to put the site up. No one's going to actually get through. You're going to have a lot of people pissed off. But what we're going to tell everybody is those people that got jerked off the last time, they're going to get an E3 ticket. So they're going to be quiet." All right, we got an E3 ticket. And you got 3 months free of Xbox Live. And what we'll do is we'll shift through the sands and go through our fans and start handing out tickets so they can actually start tweeting out to people that I'm in the FanFest. All right, that's that predetermined list. Now, how many of you guys got that same error code when y'all logged in? Because I'm pretty sure everybody in this room logged in. Yes?
Yeah, I got the code. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I got that.
All right. So
I don't need
no,
no FanFest.
you don't need. I'm going at you in a second. I'm so happy that you jumped in there that I didn't have to do this to you on Twitter or in live. I'm glad you're here. This is why I'm glad you're here, because you're my.
That's the sole reason I'm here.
Yeah, that's right. This is it. You're my comrade from last year, and I'm gonna show you how you changed. Now.
Here we go.
Now, Microsoft had to do this fix because they wet the bed, and the site wasn't equipped to handle the traffic that they thought they was going to receive. All right, everybody's going to get in there. You're going to probably have a real 300 fan base inside the conference that's going to the show. Do Microsoft deserve all the hate that's coming at them? I say no. Was it poorly executed and poorly planned? I say yes. That lies on one person's head if that person is the sole proprietor that's supposed to make sure that the function goes off without a hitch. That's Money Rumble. Chris Munson. I'm just saying.
Out here. These
He's got the finger just pointing at him.
I'm just saying, and no, but I'm saying that he meant well. He underestimated his celebrity in these Twitter streets, and these people understand that they following Chris all the way through. So of course, the stuff rolls downhill and it hits the person on top first. Sorry, Chris, you're at the top. It hits you first, and then it rolls down on everybody else. Everybody got messed up in this whole show, but. Kudos to Microsoft for fixing it as much as they possibly could. Because you have to think about it, that if 1,000 people got those tickets and got those confirmations, they're handing out 1,000 E3 tickets.
E3, right.
You know, and they're giving...
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to jump in on that too, because it's like, look, we understand the situation. Like, no one's sitting here not understanding it. And to me, like we said, last ILP, my whole thing is, what are y'all going to do to make this right? It's not from an entitlement standpoint, but, shout out to Low Rule in the chat. Like, people received emails congratulating them that they are going to FanFest, right?
Right.
Now, granted, am I the person that the minute I get an email like that, I'm making a flight? No. But there are a lot of people who,
especially
from
out of state.
Yeah, that out of
Out of
state,
country.
for intents and purposes, the minute they got that, they were starting to book, and they like, look, I got to jump on these hotels, I got to jump on these flights, I got to see what's going on. So when that happened, my feeling is, okay, Microsoft, you have to do something to make it right.
Fix this.
And
they did.
Now, when we heard 3 months of Xbox Live,
no,
that wasn't the answer I was looking for. that personally rubbed me. I felt a way about that.
Oh, okay. Let me close up the argument. Let me close up the statement, and
we got to
get to that part.
Because we've been talking.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to him yet. I did not get to him yet, and I'm going to get to him right now. This is why I'm closing it up.
Okay.
Microsoft did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, from this guy who doesn't have a FanFest ticket or didn't win a FanFest ticket from Microsoft. The Microsoft did a great job. They gave me E3 and they say, yo, listen, man, here's an E3 ticket, here's 3 months of live. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you booked the flight or not or whatever, the case may be, but here you go. At least the trip is not in vain. You understand? You're good. We're going to clean it up as best as possible. Other companies wouldn't have. They would have avoided the thing, did it over, and whoever. Que sera, sera, sera. All right? Now, what I'm seeing here is I was looking at a lot of corporate butt kissing inside Twitter. And I thought
I got to clarify, is this you coming after Anchorman?
Hold on. Listen, you got to set up the anticipation of it. You got to leave crumbs for people to pick it up and they can see and they can understand who's he going at. Because everybody in the chat or on live is like, who is King talking about? My comrade in arms. Now, at the time when I met this man, he was Rage Against the Machine corporate people. I can't stand them. So I didn't understand why, when Microsoft bungled as much as they did, he was on the side of the people of your whiny little people, and Microsoft owes you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, to that, my friend, I say Microsoft owes me everything. The reason why they owe me everything is because I'm that guy that made that line the first time that they were dropping. I'm that guy that made sure that I buy multiple systems. I'm that guy that has actually all those games that they dropped, those first party games that everybody wasn't supporting. I can't say not me. I can say I did.
Mm-hmm.
I can totally say not me.
Okay, that's a great thing. But what happened in that Twitter room where I thought I was looking over at a comrade in arms, I did not know that they gave you a side patch because, like you said, and I'm glad that you outed yourself so well, when you said that you don't need a fan fest because you were in already. So, damn it to the little man who doesn't have your press pass that allows you to walk in, and you look back at me and said, fend for yourself, brother.
I could just see Anchorman walking. I could just see Anchorman walking in the door and look back and be like, "Fend for yourself, brother."
Yeah, and he said they asked you how many in your party, and you said a party of one.
We gotta let Anchor get a shot. He's been very.
He's gonna get a shot, and he knows he's waiting out. He's getting ready. His gun is ready. Trust me, I got a shield. I got more bullets too.
Oh man, this ain't bullets. This is nuclear bombs. About to be
I honestly felt that being as influential as you are, and how heavy your voice carries in a room with as much followers as you have, you would have took that time and used your celebrity to help the little man. I was more disappointed in the fact that I looked over at my brother I broke bread with, and he switched sides on me. He became
Hail
corporate.
Hail Hydra.
Captain America is a Hydra agent.
We were heartbroken.
And I was
Don't turn into
devastated.
DC.
I'm devastated, and I would really like at this point in time for you to come to accountability on your actions in this room, sir.
But you know what? You know what? I only got one thing I could say. Hail Hydra.
So
with my Hydra crest on my keychain here, I'm ready to go.
Oh my god.
So it's true. It's true. The rumors in the street that you have been turned. You're a Decepticon now.
Here's the deal.
You're Decepticon.
This year, now keep in mind, in the past, FanFest was your ticket into E3. It was the only way to get into E3 because all the tickets were sold out. It wasn't open to the public per se. This was the only way to get in. This year is different. E3 is public. There are tickets still available. You could pay that money. Instead, you want to leech off Microsoft to get in.
Oh, shit. Hold on, you gotta let it finish. No talking.
The Lords have been accused of looting.
How many E3 tickets have you paid for?
I did. I brought mine already. I brought it the day it came out. $250. You want me to give you the confirmation number, the email?
How many years have you done that?
I've done it only once, the year that it was available.
And how many times have you gone to FanFest?
I went last year, sir. I stood outside 24 hours. I was outside. I was making sure I made the line. Did you make the line last year, sir?
Who gave his ticket away? Sure, Mr. Room to Kill got in here.
Hey, why am I being brought into this?
Sir, this is the one-on-one fight. Stop looking to the left.
Nah, here's the situation. I look at it as this E3 is public this year. It's available to everybody. And yeah, Microsoft screwed up. But I look at the situation as if we took out it was Microsoft.
You agree to that, okay.
If we look at it as I gave you this situation about a week ago. I said, hey, if you're looking to go to a concert and you're not, and basically they do a contest to get into the concert for free, and like, skybox treatment, all that good stuff, and they say you win the raffle, and then they come out to you a couple hours later and say, oh, sorry about that wasn't correct, I'm sorry. Can you be out there demanding things from them?
Yes.
Demanding, what pissed me off was people coming. I can understand people being mad. I totally agree with that. Being pissed off about the situation. I'd be pissed.
Saying that you won? Yeah, I mean, people.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you why people are pissed off.
I agree with that. It's when people demand something in return. I was slightly inconvenienced. I was slightly
slight.
Hold on, let him finish.
Find out. They never said, "Hey, go book your tickets. You're getting in." They never said, "Go do this now." People immediately waiting to do that kind of stuff. That I can't understand that.
Okay,
you're booking.
I gotta give you my scenario. What happened to me? But go ahead.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Look this out though. That the issue I have is when people were coming out and they say, "Oh, we're giving you guys 3 months of Xbox Live. Sorry about the inconvenience. This is free to get in. This is Microsoft giving you something for free. You're not entitled to anything." And them making it right, that is on them to make the situation right. It was when people will say, "Hey, we're giving you guys 3 months of Xbox Live. We're doing a re-raffle. Sorry about that. We'll get it back to normal." You're lucky you got anything. Can I jump in one quick
thing?
I'm
going to give it to Ank. I just want to put in one point that I think we keep missing, and the point is, when the sign up for the Xbox FanFest was made, right? They said that you need to release your credit card information. The purpose of it was that if you do not show up, you are going to be charged $150 or whatever that amount was. So there was said value on sign up if you don't attend. So that thing where I just want to make sure that that's not lost is that even though that, yes, it is a service that they are offering, right? And it is free, right? They don't have to do this for us. I totally get your point. But they did tell you if you didn't show up, we're taking this from your account. And a lot of people like Lord Addict, you know what I'm saying, and myself, put in their credit card information to a third-party site. That is egregious. That didn't work. So we also have to assume that we have to trust Microsoft with our sensitive information.
We don't have to trust Microsoft. We have to trust the person they decided to give it to.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal. I mean that's credit card.
It's so not trusting Microsoft now, man. We have to trust the dude that screwed up to make the website to not crash.
Right. I'm sorry. Go back.
I was not aware of that particular aspect of it. Still doesn't
Exposed.
change my mind though.
No, I understand.
I mean, of course you would not be aware of that particular aspect. We are peons in your world because you look down upon us with your corporate badge, my brother.
Can I ask a question here, just out of curiosity? The whole issue here is people were said they won tickets, but they didn't get them, right?
They got email confirmation saying that they.
I got all my stuff. I got my confirmation.
And they said, "Sorry, that's not correct. We're re-raffling."
But they did that 3 hours later.
Here's my thing.
3 hours after. They did it 3 hours after, continuously.
But are the regular E3 tickets still available to buy?
Yes.
They've always been available to buy.
Oh shit! Looking like Anchorman's got a partner.
Being just a simple man, why are people bitching?
Because the FanFest is. Let me ask.
Yeah, go for it. And I'm going to
the reason being is that E3 is just for the 3 day the convention. FanFest. I mean, E3 does not include, those tickets do not include access to the Microsoft press conference. That is what everybody wants.
But can't you also just apply to go to the conference?
Okay.
No, you can't. You can't. You have to be media.
Oh, you could.
If you're media or a YouTube channel, maybe. But common folk cannot apply to the Microsoft press conference.
I seem to recall very vividly random people going in and sitting in the nosebleeds. Press was down the bottom floor. Where you guys were sitting last year, you guys were sitting on the front floor, front stage, right there in front of Phil.
Yes.
And then in the second ring, like right there in like the premium box seats, that's where the press were. And then in the top nosebleeds, that's where all the common folk were. Who actually
I remember correctly, Anchorman, you was in the nosebleed section.
No, I wasn't.
Mark Cognito, was he not at the top of the right section of the?
No, he was. No.
If you were standing from Phil's position, I was in the back left-hand corner, but on the ring where I could walk down into it.
Anchor, that wasn't common people. That was the other 250 people Microsoft let in to the conference that stood outside for 24 hours. But again, you were not with us in the pit. You would not understand this because, again, we are peons, and you looked at them, like you said, as common folk.
Let Lord Sleep finish. He had a point.
Yes, Mr. Lord Sleep. Continue.
Here's my thing. Like I said, as a simple man, let's take this out of context of like E3 and just video games in general, right? Let's say this was, I don't know, for some fancy auto show or something, right? And it's like a couple people were going to win this new model of car, and you were going to get raffled for it, and then they botched the raffle. So instead, those same amount of people or more are going to have the chance to win that car, but everybody's going to get something else. Let's say a card for free gas, right? If you don't get that car, but you get that gas card, why are you whining? You went into this knowing that there's a chance, a very good one, mind you. Yeah, more of a chance that you won't win than you will.
All right, what you're failing to mention is we went into this with the chance of us not winning. We went into this with the chance of maybe the website's going to crash and no one's going to get in. We did not go into this chance of everyone getting accepted and them taking 5 hours to tell anyone anything happened.
Yeah, Lord
but
Sleep.
She got reimbursed for that.
Lord Sleep.
No, we didn't get reimbursed the value because the value was, according to Microsoft, $150 and our credit card information. That was so $25.
I never said you got.
No, but that's what
I never said you got what you deserved.
No, but that's the point, right? I mean, if they're gonna charge us $150 for not showing on this ticket that we were supposed to win, right? And then now they mess up and say, okay, it was a botched thing. we're going to give you 3 months of Xbox Live. That is not of equal value. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But they're talking about you not showing up on the date.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but they're adding, they're telling you perceived value of
to be there.
Right.
They want to make sure that you're not just getting it.
Because and the purpose of the credit card was that we also don't sell the ticket to someone else. That was the other thing. They want
to bind you to said ticket. Lord Sleep, I want you to understand, right? Let's say you got up that morning that you didn't. Let's say you got up that morning, you waited, or you took the day off of work. I know a couple of people that took the day off of work. Microsoft did not tell you to do this. This is what you do on your own. Okay. You do this, you take the time out, you respect the process. You're not crying about the process. The process has changed midstream because last year you flew out to LA in hopes to get an E3 ticket. At least they give you ahead of time so you're not out there at night and find out it doesn't go right for you. All right? Some people, it went that way. Now, you have a heads up on this. You go and you get it. You get your ticket. You said you did what you did. They steps. You followed their steps. Their rules was kind of weird. You said I'll give you my credit card 150 if I don't show. Okay, I don't know if anybody dies and I can't make it out there at that period of time. Plus, I got to get charged $150. But I'm in Microsoft. Whatever you say, buddy. You get in. You got confirmation. What's the first thing you're gonna do? The first thing that you're going to do, knowing that flights and hotels and everything goes up by the second it gets closer to the date that you have to leave, what are you going to do? When you got your confirmation, you got ticket in hand, you're ready, what are you going to do?
I mean, you would book your stuff, but at the same time...
Right, okay, all right. No, you book your
stuff. Here's the thing, though, but even as a person who wasn't even trying to get in, I could tell just by watching Twitter that shit was sketchy. It was plain as day. Because they said how many people were going to be in? A couple hundred? And everybody on Twitter got in. Literally everybody.
See, but what?
So you knew at that minute, the first 20 minutes, that there was something wrong from the very beginning with the system.
I'm not saying that you know anything for certain, but you could tell it was a little... That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but the bottom is that it's almost like there's no sympathy for someone who thought they won and booked a ticket. And
I'm not saying that.
But I'm trying to clarify. I'm just the vibe you're giving is that
what I'm saying is people got something. It's not what they should have gotten, but they did get something. Am I saying that Microsoft did the best they could have? No.
So we did agree that it wasn't of equal value, right? We
obviously not.
I'm good. But let's bring it on.
You know what Microsoft did do though? After they heard that 3 months wasn't of equal value, it equated to $25, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So what Microsoft did was they said, you know what? The base value of the E3 ticket is $150. Okay. Give them the base value of that ticket. Give them that ticket. And we're going to go $25 above that. So what Microsoft did in fixing the problem is they went above and beyond.
Yes.
And this is what I say for them, and whoever stepped in and fixed the crap show that was going on, thank you. Because you fixed it. But I was disconcerted and disheartened by my comrades that had the platform and the air of the industry of said people that they talk to and rub shoulders with and have a higher viewed podcast where they could have stand out and saw the injustice that was committed upon the common folk.
Say
as they say it. Yes. So, but my man stepped up. He came in the room. And Hail Hydra, he's in that building. At least he's saying that, yes, I'm a corporate sellout, and don't look for me to help you. Oh, that's what I'm kind of hearing. I mean, he said it. Hail Hydra. He said it. I'm not going to help you. Don't look for me to help you. I'm down with this team. I love you guys. I'm here. And I respect that. I respect the fact that...
Hey, man, it was like you pansy babies.
Exactly. I respect that you stood on your tools and on that platform and I respect it. I can honestly just say that I respect it.
Gotta respect it. Oh, listen, at the end of the day, all I was saying, like we said, we're not gonna reiterate the whole song and dance, but it was just amazing to me what Microsoft did this Wednesday, and I felt, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. This is how you make it right, you know. And I honestly feel Phil had maybe something to do with it because you know the last thing
I didn't even expect E3 tickets. Like that's the last thing I expected.
Exactly.
Maybe E3 tickets for the following year, but not this year by any means.
Right. And to me, it's like I feel that Phil knows the importance of this E3. And to have any negative energy coming into the conference, you know what I mean, would not be a good thing. And to be honest, like to offer that was amazing. So the moral of the story is Microsoft made it well and above right. You know, a lot of people are going to E3 now. And to me, that was amazing. But that's what I had to say on the thing. But I thought this was a funny past 2 weeks watching everybody. What's going on?
But you notice this also, to all the lords in the room, my narrative changed as the week progressed. Because in the beginning of the week, had we did this podcast when I said all the tweets out, you know, keep your eyes out for the podcast on Sunday. Had you did the podcast
he was going to go in way more.
It would have been
all right now.
Totally different. And during the week, Microsoft fixed their footing, righted the ship, and did what was fair. That's all I said. I mean, listen, my flights, my hotel, and my stuff was booked long time ago. I was going to stand out on Fanfest. That was my mindset. I even had my little blanket, I had my little charge kit, I had my stuff. I'm ready.
Onesie.
Yeah, my chair is still out in LA. My comfy seat is still out there, ready to make this line because my blood is green. Like I said, and I waved that flag. So I was going.
No doubt.
Win, lose, or draw, I was out there. And I really appreciate the fact that they fixed it for everyone and not just for a certain few.
On that. Beautiful look. Beautiful look. So we're not going to beat this too much in the head, but we want to move on. We got a lot of stuff to go on. And I wanted to jump in right now. Basically, I want to bring this to the table as far as obviously some big releases got announced, right? We got Call of Duty World War II. We got the Battlefront 2 release dates, and it's looking like November 3rd and 17th, respectively, for both of those titles. So what I wanted to bring to the Lords now, because I want to shout out actually IGN Unlocked. Lord McCaffrey had made some points, and I thought it went unnoticed, and I wanted to bring this to the table, made some good points. Now, with those release dates, right, and we do know typically Microsoft systems tend to drop in November. That has historically been their kind of deal. Now, with Scorpio approaching, do we feel that Microsoft can afford to launch the Scorpio at that juncture, considering that most of the multi-plats will already be out? Like, again, let's just say, let's use the 15th as a day, because generally Microsoft tends to drop around my birthday, right? Historically. So let's just say, so by that time, November 3rd, Call of Duty would have been out. You know, prior to that, Destiny would have been out. Prior to that, what, Shadow of War, you know, all these AAA titles. When
Splinter Cell, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, exactly. All these exclusive. Now, the strength of the Scorpio will be that multi-plats are going to run better. Do the Lords feel that Microsoft can afford to launch that late? And also, when, if not, when do you think they will launch a Scorpio? So,
all right. First thing I want to say is, I'm going to go down the line. What day do you think it's coming out, Anchorman? The Scorpio. What time frame?
We're going down to the day?
Time frame, like month.
Time frame.
Late October.
Lord Sleep.
Mid to late November.
King David.
August.
Lord Cognito.
I'm going down with the ship with you, baby. Lord, you know I'm going down with the ship on August.
Okay, Lord Sovereign.
Lord Sovereign.
Early November.
All right, and I'm saying, you know, end of August to early September. So, you know,
okay.
I think this. I think the best time for this to come out, I think it should come out the same day that Shadow of War comes out, and then the next month they capitalize on Destiny 2. They can't market these games, but you know they can. You know, obviously it will cost the money. The best way to combat the marketing that they don't have is when Destiny comes out. It's like what, September 8th, I believe.
Yeah.
So September 8th comes around, couple days before Destiny 2 comes out. On Twitter, Major Nelson says, "Oh, in any if you buy any Scorpio bundle, you get a free game on September 8th only." So tell me that wouldn't work, though. Tell me that would not work.
Just to make a comment real quick. I mean, I haven't talked to y'all at least on the podcast since y'all stated the whole Scorpio launch in August thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are walking on eggshells. This is going to be another one of those situations. Xbox was supposed to have the marketing deal with Destiny, and I told y'all from the beginning that was never going to happen. I'm just letting y'all know.
Hey, and you may be right.
There's no way Scorpio is coming out in August. It is not happening.
The reason why I would tell you that it will come out in August is because the S released in August, and Phil is Bucky's
They won
friend.
the last part of the year last year because of it. I mean,
because of that.
I understand that people are like, "Oh, they're normally a November launch title." It's like,
Change
but look,
the narrative.
Phil Spencer was not in control when the original Xbox came out. Phil Spencer was not in control with the 360. He's got a lot more momentum, and Xbox clearly saw what kind of advantage they had to dropping out a system in August because they want every month up till November. I mean,
I have a question. I want a question for Lord Sovereign and Lord Sleep specifically for the November correct? All right. So, what's your guys' feeling? Or let's just say it stays true to form what you guys are saying, right? And it comes out November. What do your guys say to the people who say, okay, why would I buy a Scorpio? Because let's be honest, with those major games already releasing, right? Destiny, all these things, Call of Duty, all that stuff, right? Most people are going to buy PlayStation 4 or the standard Xbox One version, right? My question is, you don't think that it will hold any weight to wait? You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't think that that's to Microsoft's disadvantage to wait that long? As far as those titles being out in the street?
I think my feeling is this. When you look at launching in early November, I think they look at the long game. And my thinking is that anybody who's going to purchase a Scorpio when it launches is going to be a person who, probably has an Xbox One or Xbox One S already. I don't see a lot of people who are big PlayStation 4 owners that only play PlayStation to jump to Scorpio. So the person you're trying to sell the Scorpio to at launch is a very specific type of person who probably owns both platforms that are out already, or at least the Microsoft platform. So my thinking is, if that's the case, well, if you buy the game on Xbox One, you've already bought it on Scorpio. So you have the game there already. So it's just the prospect of you can start playing it when the game comes out, and then you switch over to Scorpio when the Scorpio is released, and you're playing the better version. So you're not worried about having to buy a second copy of that game to play it on Scorpio. So that's one thing. And then secondly, I just think they need as much time as humanly possible to make sure they get every aspect of that system correct, even down to like the UI, make sure everything is running well with the operating system. They don't want any foolishness in terms of
quirks.
Oh, exactly. So again, Phil has stated multiple times that they're ahead of schedule. What that means, who knows? We don't know what that means. So honestly, would I love it to come out in August? Yes. I would love that. And yes, in terms of positioning, the fact that if you do have that person who hasn't bought either system and is just waiting and has heard about the Scorpio and said, you know what, I'm just going to wait and buy a Scorpio. I don't think there's a lot of people like that. But I think if you do have that person, then launching it as early as possible makes the most sense. But again, I want the system to be ready.
Okay. No, fair enough. We definitely don't want any mistakes. And Lord, your whole mentality with November, like where are you at with it as far as?
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm in the same mindset as Sav here. I mean, our dashboards and stuff are still having issues for preview programs and them testing, functionalities and whatnot. I don't want that on the
Amen.
new system. Take your
Amen.
time.
Shout out
Have everything ready to go.
my sister's birthday yesterday with that preview program.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Oh,
And it's not only that, but I'd rather. Here's my thing. I know if it released in August, I could get it, and then I could get Shadow of War, right? And then when those games come out and everything, I could go pick them up and all that stuff. But I mean, personally, I would just rather go into a store and get my system and have more of a choice at hand at the time than Shadow of War.
Well, it's not just
But
Shadow
remember,
of War.
hold on. Remember though, also the Scorpio is going to enhance all your existing games that you currently have. Also,
Well, I get
right?
that, but I've played those before.
No, I feel you. I
think
guess
Slut's
I
on
just want.
I think Slut's on something. But you guys were there with me when they said holiday 2017.
Mm-hmm.
What holiday is in August?
All,
No, there's none.
all Fool's Day.
They said holiday of 2017, and but he's came out multiple times since then. Like Lord Sleep said, and said they are way ahead of schedule. So
Yeah, but Sleep
But-
makes a good point. They need to have.
Well, that was
when you
softer.
pick up that thing. There's got to be.
Give credit where it's due.
To be fair though, he's not gonna come out and say we're behind schedule. He's not gonna say that.
but he doesn't have he doesn't have to respond on how ahead or below or anything they are on schedule. But he came out particularly and said that they're ahead of schedule.
But you also got to remember when
remind me,
people
Why are we
when
supposed
people
to
say when people say holiday, especially in these kind of businesses, that extends into the beginning of the next year as well.
Yeah, this is true.
It's not just the end of this year.
But my thing is,
Well,
don't
one with bets?
they wouldn't put up Shadow of Mordor and tell you all the functionalities that the Scorpio does for this game. This game is so great on Scorpio. Really? When do I get a chance to play that game? Well, it launches in August. And the Scorpio comes out 2 months later? Damn. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But would you rather the game have all that compatibility though, and they not mention it until November?
Well, here's the thing.
No,
here's
I
the
believe
thing.
that
Like,
the game is going to come out date and date.
name me one other time.
No.
Name me one other time that something like that's ever happened. Like
None.
they're not gonna. Okay, that was the first time they've ever even acknowledged the Scorpio like out loud on Twitter.
Third party.
And not only did he say he said it was coming out for the Scorpio. Like, why would you 3 months, 4 months before that game even came out say it's coming out for the Scorpio when you know damn well the game's not going to be out when it comes out? It's like it makes no sense. That's like a PR nightmare. Like
Lord Anchor finish. He had some stuff he wanted to jump in. I know we cut him.
Yeah. The thing in particular, though, I mean, they called it Scorpio. I mean, you might want to like. I would read into it a little bit of the astrological sign. I mean, even the devs have adopted.
oh, you one of them people.
The astrological sign falls October 23rd to November 22nd.
Yes.
Right.
And I think it's in their best interest to drop it in October as opposed to November. November might be a little too late because you kind of want to hit that Black Friday market as well.
Yep.
And in order for you don't want it drop in late November where it hits Thanksgiving and they're already going to put it on sale. Like now you want to drop it so it's out a couple weeks and then it goes out on deep sale on Black Friday. Like I would put it there. Now, and also you're kind of in the middle of things. Yeah, all the early games already came out, but you still got Call of Duty and isn't Battlefront coming out after that, and you still got games coming out later, which is going to have Scorpio support. But you have a few games beforehand that are going to get it. Then you got other games coming. Now, I think there's a very interesting component to this that will be mentioned, and it was also kind of hinted at yesterday by Pete Hines. There is a Bethesda game in the works, and the chances of a game coming out in October from Bethesda having an Xbox marketing deal, and that game selling it. And I know Room and I were talking about Elder Scrolls 6. I don't think it's Elder Scrolls 6 yet, but if it's a game that shows off the power of Scorpio, it becomes that game. Not from a third-party perspective, so because everyone's like, "Oh, first-party stuff." Clearly, it's going to be built for Scorpio. Where they show a third-party game running that?
now imagine
It's probably Wolfenstein.
Let's just say this, okay? let's say that, you know, something else that happens at the Microsoft is different. But let's say we go into the Bethesda and they do somehow announce Elder Scrolls 6, which, you know, me and Anchorman talk. We don't think that's the case. I think it's a little bit too early. Maybe next year would be a better time to show that. But once that's got the marketing deal and it's demonstrated on a Scorpio at the Bethesda conference,
right? Do
you think that would have relevance?
Or like more specifically, imagine because Microsoft's going first. They say, hey, here's Scorpio, yada, 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 and they kind of tease something and say, we come back in a few hours. And then Bethesda shows it off on Scorpio. Here it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
can see that.
Yeah, okay. I guess the reason why I know Lord Slee's laughing. He's like, you guys are going down with the ship. And we may be off, you know, and I'll be the first to admit I can
with the ship.
Listen, I'll be the first to admit I can be wrong. Here's the thing. Here's my mindset. And this is the reason why I was thinking that. It's just that kind of what Lord King is saying is that, okay, we do know that the first time they even mentioned the Scorpio was in conjunction with Shadow of War, which is an August release. Then the way I looked at it was, okay, and this is to Lord Addict's point, you know, just last year, you know, the Slim was released in August. That is unprecedented.
And
that
people thought it was a weird release date last year.
It was a weird release. And for all honesty, it was kind of a staggered release, right? Because it was like almost like limited quantity and a little bit. And then as it went on. And my mentality when I saw that last year is like, what a perfect way to get momentum. Because if we look at last year's history, right? Microsoft continued to win NPD from that point forward. Remember? From August to December.
The only reason they lost is because the Pro came out.
Right. And which was a new system. So my mentality was just like, look, yes, they could launch in November, but don't you want to get Scorpio in those hands? Don't you want to show the reason why you buy this platform? Because we all know Sony has the marketing deals, right? They got the Battlefront, they got the Call of Duty. The perfect counter to it is, you got the exclusive content, but our game looks better. You see what I'm saying? Like, it runs better. We have more functionality. We got 4K. We're doing X, Y, and Z. And I just thought it would be the perfect storm. So, I'm going down with this shit.
Plus, you know, if you think about it, the biggest thing that this does that no one's really talking about is if it is in August, they got like 3 months to get everything in order, any kind of launch issues they're having fixed before they actually start pushing these out.
Right. I'm just concerned that if they follow suit and they launch November, how much, and Sovereign's right with the long game. Sovereign, you completely, I feel your point on the long game. They may not even be thinking how we're thinking, and they may be thinking long game, but at the same time, how about momentum?
These executives don't look like they think in long game. They talking about every game coming out this year is going to be the best one. Scorpio.
The reason why I'm saying August is because everybody was sitting inside the conference, and I want y'all to really think about this. The people that was at the conference, the feel is changing the culture, right? And it starts from moving these dates and moving these regularly scheduled program stuff that you were used to. So when he was showing the S, we saw it. We were sitting there like, wow, yes, it's slim, it's small. Yeah, you fixed it. And the brick is inside. And we were all going with it. And in our heads, subliminally, we were saying to ourselves, November, I can't wait.
Yeah.
And when he dropped it at the end, and you'll be able to get this in a couple of weeks in August.
Yeah.
We said, what?
I was blown away.
That was the moment. Yeah.
I was like, and then I want to shout out Lord Ruler in the chat, made a good point. They're making 4K games in like 2 days. I mean, these conversions that they're doing, they're saying it's so fast and it's so easy to translate. And I want to also shout out Lord Anchor. Like, I think Phil is with that philosophy. What is it, Lord Anchor? Where it's,
under promise.
You got it. You got it. And I'm starting even to think about, I know this ain't part of the subject that we talked the topic right now, but I'm even starting to think about the price now. Maybe.
Oh, do not get with that with the Anchorman.
No, but Lord Anchorman, I'm seeing the light on certain things. Certain things of like, the way Phil talks to me, this is how I perceive a lot of his stuff, is that he's going to be honest, but at the same time, he's going to make you go, wow, I didn't think that was going to happen. Like the overpromise thing, you know what I'm saying? That whole mantra, I'm starting to see it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it. $3.99.
Let me explain my mentality here, though, right?
Go ahead, Leslie, to crush my dreams.
And over again. Hey, expect a premium price. Expect a premium.
$3.99.
And it's like downplaying the power a little bit. Downplay it, like. And so then when the power comes out, it's like, oh wow, it's actually decent. Oh shit, it's actually really good. And then now it's gonna be the price, and that's a bombshell moment.
And if you look at these meetings and these interviews that the people are having with Phil on Xbox On, he said he was talking to the people at Rare, and he said, we're seeing their undeveloped game, so obviously we share some stuff from our end of the ball game too. He's like, but when I walked in there, he said the first thing I said is just don't ask me the price and the date and the name. That's all you can't ask me. If they ain't telling they own first party studio stuff, then it's clearly something they want to keep to the chest.
Did you hear about that span with the price being $3.99 or something?
$3.99.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's funny you mentioned that because there was something that was kind of crossing my mind also. It just seems like it's one of those things where, definitely like under promise and over deliver. And to me, when you think about it, any console at its launch is a premium console. Any console, whatever it is.
Exactly.
If it's a $2.99 console, at that very moment, it's the premium price for that console. So, and exactly. And Phil could definitely play with words like that. So, and that would be something that he comes out on stage and says 400 and drops the mic. Yeah, absolutely.
If you do that,
that's the whole point, though. People are thinking premium price. So you're not thinking long term.
How funny it would be if he was
as a console manufacturer. You're making what? You're paying $400 every 7 years, maybe 6-7 years. If you cut that in half, and you basically say, "Hey, we're making $800 every 7 years," like it ultimately, the consumer who goes for that kind of thing is going to be paying more in the long run. That's paying the premium price to be on the cutting edge. But it's not a lot, like up front. Like it's not initially a lot.
No, I hear you.
The word premium is subjective.
Yeah,
all on its own, anyways.
Exactly, and it takes it on a different connotation when you're talking about the cadence of releasing systems that they're talking about now. Like we're going to see mid-cycle refreshes, I think, from here on out. So premium does take on a different meaning when you're talking about maybe replacing a console every 3.5 to 4 years. Like so.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, we got to see. But I thought it was interesting now that we're starting to get more of a time frame as far as when these games are coming out. And I was just looking at the big picture, and you got all these major games. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they decide to release this thing, and if they go early and try to get momentum, or if they play long game, go safe, go November and see what happens.
I think Phil wants to make his date.
We point out how the S did really good in August, right? There's no denying that, right? But where I set out with that whole thing is S did good, but it was just like a little difference between the system. It just did things better, right? The Scorpio is this big monster thing. You want to launch that at prime time, not somewhere that worked.
So you don't subscribe to the whole idea of trying to get momentum out in August when really or September, where there's no systems that are usually bought. I mean, let's take for example the Switch's launch, right? The Switch launched in a traditionally non-system launch month. No one launches systems in March. Look at like how they're doing. And then the other counterpoint I want to say to you is sometimes we also accuse Microsoft and these companies of bunching up the games, right? Like November, 4 or 5 premium titles, and then we're like, damn, this game could have been launched in, like say Titanfall is the #1 example, right? We know damn well Titanfall should not have been released when it was released last year, right? We had Battlefront, it was sandwiched between Battlefront and Battlefield and Call of Duty. Now, if they would have just launched it a couple of months away to let it have its own little shine, you know what I mean? That's my mentality of the thing of launching the Scorpio in August or September. So you slowly build the momentum, you get that month-to-month kind of a bit, and it's like now come November, you really kill it because now you can throw bundles, you can throw deals, you know what I mean? You see it?
More versatility.
Let's talk about something else we do.
People like me would not buy it in August because let me just ask y'all: if it comes out in August, right? What are y'all walking out with besides Shadow of War?
That's enough for me.
But okay,
I am not spending $400 or $500.
But you're acting like this is like a new gen. This is a fresh gen that works on old games. I mean, in November, what are you going to get? Like, it's the same thing, regardless what time.
Okay, but you don't. But you don't sell a game. You don't sell a system on backwards compatibility.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, I want to say something real quick to him. All right, so let's say they don't, they want to do, they can't do a Shadow War because they want to do it in November. What else game do they have marketing with that they can put this out with it?
They have Forza, like they launch every Xbox with.
They're not going to try to sell this with Forza, dude.
Yes, they are. They did that with every Xbox. Why would they not?
Well, they're
already explaining the system with Forza.
I'm not going. They're not going to try to rely solely on Forza to sell Scorpios.
No, it won't be solely for. It'll be something else too. It'll be something. Remember, we haven't talked about. They say the games are coming, so there's got to be something in the pipeline we don't know about. Obviously, Forza is one of those things. Correct. Yeah, could be. I don't see Crackdown. I don't see Crackdown till November. Actually, I don't see that till November. But it could be besides Forza something else. Yes, so that's another thing. Like I don't think they're going to release it.
You know what the rest of that will be? All those multiplats that come in around that part of the year that everybody's talking about.
That's it right there. Lord Sleep. I would like to say this, right? When you go in the store, you can't really play 30 games. I mean, I've purchased a system and got all 13 launch games or whatever that is. And out of all those 13 launch games, I can only play one at a time. Right?
I mean, speak for yourself. I work from home.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you can play 20 discs at one time. I never saw a system that could do that.
But here's the thing.
Like here's the thing. You work from home. Maybe you're an engineer.
I do my gaming though, right? I don't commit to one thing all day, all the time. I play different games all at one time. That's why I have so much shit downloaded at once.
Yeah, I'm a taskmaster. I want to complete the task. But what I'm trying to say is, all right, what would you rather do when you go inside the store, Lord Sleep? Would you rather go inside the store, purchase a system, and you have games that's ready to rock that you already, going to play? You have, the whatever. You got those games. Or would you rather go inside the store, pay $1,000, come home with 15 games, and get busy? How do you want to spend your money, Lord Sleep?
I'd rather get my system and have a bunch of new games to play.
So you want to go to the store and pay $1,000?
If I have money at the time, hell yeah! Gaming is an expensive hobby. That I signed up for this.
Okay, right. So you in November. So this is what's not stopping Microsoft from stopping you.
Right.
We're going to release in August. And when you're ready to come spend your $1,000 in November, it will be on the store shelves, and you can pick up all the games you like.
Right, because let's be honest, there's a lot of people.
To wait to see what my system can do.
Sleep acting like Microsoft got a gun to every gamer. Say you picking it up in August, and you ain't picking it up at all.
You have the choice to not pick it up in August.
You can wait, kind sir.
They have confirmed one thing: they are doing a tiered system, which is definitely going to help that theory.
That's how they did in the August. The highest tier was sold, and then later on, the lowest tiers came out. That's how they did it last year.
Right. No, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it could go a lot of ways.
The Scorpio is a far bigger deal than S. This is not happening in August.
That S is a huge deal, brother. The fact that it had 4K Blu-ray in the box, had HDR functionality out of the box. The fact that the power brick is removed and it was shrunken down, that was Phil's box.
That is true.
That's Phil's box. He took the monstrosity of the regular Xbox and he said, and that S doesn't stand for slim. It stands for Spencer. Trust me when I'm telling you this. It's his box,
King,
man.
King, you are not listening.
Yes, sir.
Insider X, Mr. X Media. The S stands for Scorpio, and at E3, he's going to turn on the Switch, and then the extra SD cards.
Okay.
All right. Hey, let me say this though. Okay, and I'm gonna press the button in my car and it's gonna turn into a Corvette. This is the way that okay, let's say Microsoft does launch it. I would not put it past them. Okay, like Lord Anchorman said, the tiers. They got that 2 terabyte $4.99 in August, and then they got the $3.99 in October, November. I mean, that way, if you want to be an early adopter, you got to put down that money. And they did that with the S, and it sold like hotcakes all the way up to the. It sold so well with the $400. How much was the Gears one? Because that was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one I got.
That's the one I got.
All I'm gonna say to close out my thoughts on this, right, is when the console launches in November, like usual. I want you specifically, Lord Addict and Lord P, Cognito to know. I will be 2-0.
He got fair to date.
King, I will be 1-0.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this, Lord Sleep. Fair to date. When it releases in August, I'm just gonna look over at you.
You see, but what I'm hearing is what I heard from Lord Cognito, Lord Addict, about the Destiny marketing deal.
No, you're getting it twisted now. Let's not get ridiculous. You're
gonna look in the chat. You're gonna see this in the chat.
What was going on with that? You know what I mean? Let's.
Man, y'all were right there on the podcast going, man, Phil likes playing Destiny, bro. That's Phil's favorite game.
Well, Phil is talking about
that definitely means
right now in his latest video. I mean, his latest comment that everyone's going crazy
about. But that doesn't mean that it's
going to be a marketing deal. Let's move on. We got to move on. We've been on this for a long time.
Hold on, let me finish. The whole point of the matter is he was making that comparison to show you the popularity that it's one of the number one multiplayer games and his favorite game and the hours he put on. So let's not try to minimize like this.
But wait, hold on. You mean Destiny was played more multiplayer on a multiplayer-centered console?
He played Destiny. That's the point you're not listening to.
Okay.
So I understand. You feel
Mike
nice about that,
and Major
should. But I'm just saying, let's not act like there's no connection and we were just putting up tea leaves in the sky and praying for something to happen.
You know what everyone plays? They play Overwatch. Game of the Year 2016.
All right, let's move on.
Let's go.
Scorpio's really. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're gonna move on. Lord Addict, I know you got something as far as.
I'm sure Anchorman gonna love this one.
We got a controversial topic. Which is,
all right, so there's a lot of speculation when it comes to games. Some people think you got your Forza, your Halo, your Gears. Call of Duty to a certain extent, Battlefield kind of, because what I want to talk about today is games that you think that's been overmilked or you think is so trash that they should just stop them. Oh my god.
Everybody knows what's on my mind.
So we're gonna go ahead and go down. So Anchorman, you go next. Lord Sleep, you go first.
Oh, fine. I guess I'll go.
Diversion. Dead. Kill it.
My lord.
End it.
I don't know why you coming at me right now.
It ain't you.
Yes, it is. We all know that I'm the resident Division fan in here, and you're not gonna come at me sideways. I will not allow that to happen this day.
King, I respect you, but I didn't tell you to subscribe to that though.
That's nice. I don't tell you to subscribe to November release dates either. But you didn't even do so.
But here's the thing: when I'm right though,
you're not right. November's not here. Fear the date, brother. Fear the date. August is your bane, brother, and that August date is gonna break your back. It's your bane, and I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna look at you, and I'm gonna put the thumbs up, and I'm gonna say, "Told you so."
And when it's not happening, I'm just gonna tweet out a simple "ha." And
you know what the funny thing is, okay, so it's clearly, let's just go on this real quick before we move on, because after I say this, we'll move on. But okay, so Lord King David, he got that August. So if he ain't right on August and it comes out in September, October, he's clearly wrong. It's whatever. But you got to have November. So if that comes out any of the months between that, you still lose.
You're still finished. If it comes out September and October, you're still finished.
We're gonna wash you up.
And we coming for you. I'm just letting you know.
Don't be
Well, see,
afraid,
here's the thing. I'm not making this. Isn't a bet. I'm not pulling a Lord Attic with the whole Destiny 2 thing.
We just want to bamboozle your timeline.
Yeah, that's it.
We gotta have
But it's gonna be holiday like it traditionally is.
In November. Don't jump out of it.
I can do that. That's fine.
We need a tangible bet here. Some clear defined.
All right, we're moving on.
Nah, I'm not pulling the Attic on
Lord,
this.
Lord,
Kill Division. Kill it.
Okay, is that the only game that you really sitting here thinking that's the only thing you could think of? Division?
Give me a minute. I have to get past my Division hate.
Yeah, get over yourself.
Well, when's the last time anybody else besides King played it?
I don't play for you to play it. That's the thing. Like I woke up in the morning. Listen, millions of people play the game. I don't see you
millions?
running on the screen. And I say this to you, right? This is what I say when I say to you. I don't get on and say, "Hey, Sleet, let's go take care of this raid and this." No. I'm playing, and I got my friends that play. Actually, some guys are viewing the podcast right now and listening to the podcast, and they're putting a thumbs up and they're saying, "That's right, King. Hot Monkey's loving this. Goes out to you, baby. We get it in."
Well, y'all can have fun getting in a group of 3 and running around New York City by yourself.
Before y'all go into this division, hey, I just want a question for Wilson. Like, why do you want the franchise to be killed? I'm just curious. I mean, it was next to Destiny. It was the #1.
Let me rearrange the question. You gotta have 3 good reasons why you think this game should be dead.
Now, here's the thing. I don't actually want it to die. I just like to give people.
Now he's backtracking because he don't have 3 reasons.
It's not backtracking. It's not backtracking.
Did you buy that game? Did you buy that game?
I got that in the season pass.
Listen. Thank you. We appreciate your money. Let's move on.
But here's the thing, though. I always give people a hard time about the.
Why do you want your money to die? I don't understand that. So you go out purposely and go buy animals hoping for their death. You are a sick brother. This is what I'm telling you. You buy stuff and you want it to fail?
I said Division to get that kind of rise out of you. You got going right now.
So it was debait and switch.
Hold on, Lord Sleep. He clearly said his preposterous claim. So, Lord King, what is your game?
Preposterous.
The game that I want canceled and kicked to the side.
Well, it doesn't have to be canceled. It could be any game. Coming out. A franchise that you think's just being milked too much, that needs a reboot.
That's a good question.
Well, a lot of games. I see all these yearly reiterations of games. I would say Call of Duty. And the only reason why I would say Call of Duty is this reason, right? The new Call of Duty was coming. Battlefield said last time, okay, we're going to take it back to the essence. We're going to go back to 1. Let's do it, baby. And they took it back to World War I. Call of Duty saw the sales on Battlefield and was like, damn, we messed up with this space crap. Yeah, let's take it back to World War II. They did World War I. Let's do World War II. And I said, damn, man, Mr. Me Too is in the building again. I'm so sick and tired of them being Mr. Me Too.
Trends, yep.
Right. They used to be at the forefront, and now they're playing catch up. And what I think is maybe they should take a step back, walk away for a little bit, pursue some other IPs, but the boardroom doesn't allow that to happen. And they got to churn them out. I don't purchase every year, so that's my caveat. I get it for free, so I can't really complain. But if there's any franchise that I say that deserves to take a break and step away for a little bit, it's them. I would have said Madden before, but it's them.
I'll give an honest answer. The thing is, with this question, there's really nothing I could say because it would be Call of Duty, but it seems like they're hopefully getting their stuff together, right? And then I would say Assassin's Creed as well, but they took time off to fix issues.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not much I could really say if I'm going to be honest.
It could be just a game that you think doesn't need a sequel. Like it could be anything. Like games.
I don't mind.
What?
Last of Us 2.
Oh my
yeah.
That's a good one. A lot of people felt it had the perfect.
I just played Last of Us, and it's no doubt it's a good story. It's a damn good story, even. However, it's just okay. As a game, it is just okay. It's some basic gameplay. It's really hampered by the PlayStation. It really shouldn't. What kills me about it, and I noticed about being on PlayStation, I just got a PlayStation. I've had it for about a month or two now, and what stinks about it is the D-pad, just from a shooter perspective. But that's a side topic altogether. It's okay gameplay, and the story was so complete, where Joel and Ellie were the best part of that game on a story level, and the way it ended was great. It was mastercraft. It did not need to be changed.
Yes.
And going any farther is a misstep, because all you're going to do is just piss people off. You're going to change things. And them doing that shouldn't have happened. If anything, it should be somebody else. But the problem is the world is garbage. The world is standard, like, post-apocalyptic world number 7.
Sinister said Fallout can take a time out.
Oh my god.
Hey, hold on, let me say something real quick, because I got to get off in a second. But yes. I just want to throw this out here real quick. I don't want games to die in particular, but my overall feeling on this, and it's the same with like the movie industry and everything, not everything needs a sequel.
Yes, I agree.
That doesn't need to happen.
Blade Runner does not need a sequel.
Huh?
Blade Runner does not need a sequel.
No. There's just movies that don't need it. Alright, well, I'm out of here, y'all.
Alright, let's see.
That's my ultimate thing. Last of Us, it worked. Like I said, it was serviceable gameplay, but a damn good story. And they're bringing back the only thing that was good about it, which was the characters, which is the only thing you really can do. So you can't get mad about it, but they were done. They were complete. The story was told. There was no need for them to exist any longer.
No, I feel your point. I mean, I want to jump in. It's going to be controversial what I'm going to say. I don't know if you're going to like this. I don't, outside of this year, and I understand why this year, because of the Scorpio, but I'm tired of Forza. Like, I feel Forza needs a break, and I love Forza Horizon. Like, don't get me wrong, that Hot Wheels joint that they just dropped, I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? It looks lit. It's just that I'm worried about this. Like, they're doing the Call of Duty thing with Horizon, or then the Motorsport. Horizon.
It's like, how many Horizons and how many regular ones are they gonna make?
Bro, I get it. It's a seller. It's doing its numbers. It's killing. It's just, I'm just exhausted from it. Now, I know we're going to get Forza Motorsport 7. I know it's going to look spectacular on Scorpio hardware, without question. I probably might pick it up. I'm not going to lie. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's so synonymous with Microsoft, and I just want that whole mentality to change. And that's one of the franchises I think needs a break. It just needs a break. You got to take a step back a little bit, let it be missed, create other things in the interim. Now, I did hear Playground was making their own type of open world game, I believe. And that got me excited because I like Playground. And those are the dudes that do the Horizon series. But I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I wouldn't be mad if Forza went away from it.
No, I get it.
It's not even about the good quality of the games. The games are great.
Games are great.
It's about consumer fatigue. We're tired of it.
Completely fatigued on it.
They just want it. Like Assassin's Creed. Like, that's a great example. They took a year off, and now I'm automatically buying Assassin's Creed Empire. Automatically. I don't even need to see gameplay. Don't even need to see it because I want to play it now. I want an Assassin's Creed game.
Lord Sovereign, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What about you in the streets? What needs to go away, or what you feel is being milked?
What needs to get eliminated is Dynasty Warriors completely. Like, gone.
Oh my god! You know what's funny? Boys sleep fight in the party. That's funny.
That's a game too.
Yeah, they have not improved that for God knows how long. That's
you didn't like the Zelda Dynasty Warriors?
No, that's all right. I don't like anything that 10 frames per second.
Button mashing is not your thing? I love that stuff, though.
I almost thought about playing that the other day. I had when they gave it away for free. I have it. I was like, maybe I should download this, give us a chance. Like, nah.
I'm good. Load that your own topic. I'm sorry, don't get soft. You finished? You got another one?
And the show. The show needs to go away for like 2 years.
No, that's controversial.
That's big.
No, that's controversial. Because there's no other
show needs to go somewhere else before it goes away.
You're the baseball guy. You're the resident baseball guy here. So I'm surprised you said that too.
Yeah, man. Too many. I mean, again, this year, they're just iterating, and it's good improvements, but it's like it just still looks the same. And
well, don't you think that's more of a kind of like when Madden fell into the whole thing when they were the exclusive thing on the block? And remember when 2K used to battle them? Don't you think it's more of a lack of competition to push them so they can kind of just sit on their laurels kind of thing?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like they're sitting on their laurels, and it's like again, and they're not, because obviously they have 9 months to turn a game around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it really. There's nothing that they're improving upon in terms of the look of the game. Like if you go year to year, there's nothing that you're looking at saying, wow, this is really different. So to me, just 2 years to kind of come back and just give it a fresh coat of paint completely. So that's it.
Oh, suffering from Madden disease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to really be surprised by what I'm about to say.
No.
Destiny.
No, I think they are. I think Square Enix needs to hide the gloves up for Final Fantasy and just end it.
Please. What are they going to call it? Final?
Oh, no more Final Fantasy. And you like that Final Fantasy, the latest one.
It's just the more they make, the more they take away from the older ones. And 15 was good, but the only reason so many people like 15 is because it was a shit ton better than 13. So I get that Final Fantasy is one of those titles that the stories are all original because it's not a sequel per se. There's very few sequels in Final Fantasy, but it's like, look, you guys have been rolling. So you guys pretty much started the JRPG brand. Like you guys started turn-based games. Like you guys just need to end it. Like Dragon Quest 2. It's just these games.
So you don't want turn-based? That's what it is?
No, it's not even turn-based, man. It's just like they're hit and miss with that Final Fantasy brand now, and they keep messing up the brand. And
So wait, hold on, back up 1 second, because I recall that you said that this last Final Fantasy was a Game of the Year contender.
Yes, and it is. But the last 3 they made was trash.
Before this. Okay, so you're talking about before this.
They're just not consistent with it,
Gotcha.
And I think one of the only reasons this game turned out the way it is because it was in development so long. And it's just let your brand be what it was known for, and don't keep trying to reintroduce it to a modern age and ruin your brand in the overall end.
So even with this success, you okay with it just going away? Even with this latest big blockbuster success?
I'd be okay with them going out on a W instead of going out on an L.
Okay.
I mean, let's say that the remake of 7 comes out and they butcher it so bad. Like you messed up 7, I'm pretty sure you've lost about 50% of your Final Fantasy fans, because that is by far one of the most loved Final Fantasies. And I know a lot of people that are like, if Square Enix doesn't need to mess up one game, it is the Final Fantasy VII remake in Kingdom Hearts 3. Those are the 2 games that if you mess up, people are gonna fuck you up.
It's real out here in the streets, because even now we still don't have any release dates on what's going on with it. It's supposed to be episodic. 7 is my heart. 7 is all.
I love the Final Fantasy brand. It'll always be a thing, but I think it gets to that point. And it's a few years down the line that you need to do something else. You don't need to try to keep milking your franchise because that's one of the only games that that's your bread and butter. It's like Halo, but I think Halo's a little bit different because Halo has not been out nearly as long as Final Fantasy.
Well, at least they listened in the latest comments of Halo, stating that they're going to involve Master Chief more.
that makes me worried about. That makes me worried about Halo because did they do that when the game actually started in production, or do they recently just like, you know what? We need, because if they did that, it's like, are you gonna go backtrack and do the story, and the story's gonna end up being like half-assed because you redid the whole thing for Master Chief? Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't think so. I think they were gonna put more Master Chief in anyway after the Versa stuff. Oh,
yeah, I think it was just one of those things, the backlash that the campaign got, and they realized that, you know, what people wanted more, and they just said they recognize it, and for the next Halo, that they're gonna focus a little bit more on that. They said they didn't realize how much beloved he was or whatever, which I found.
That's ridiculous. They were trying they're trying to cancel him out and start something new and fresh, and then realize that you don't go killing your icon.
They were secretly trying to reboot the brand.
What you say,
I just think, though, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do to it, because to me, like, the problem was that Locke sucked. It wasn't that they tried to do that. Locke just sucked.
I don't even think it was Locke. I don't think it was Master Chief. I think what people had an issue with was the shady marketing they did. And that pissed a lot of people off because
they made it.
I remember, Lord King, we went to that at E3. You were in the Microsoft booth. They had that advertisement on constant repeat. Behold, the fallen hero, and they're making it like it was this big matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like,
trying to do is they were trying to make you look at them as adversaries so much that you would not look at Cortana, like, even a little bit. So,
right, and they try to make it seem like, you know, he was this big traitor, and that, you know, it could go either way. And even me and Lord Anchorman went at it like, how dope would it be if they had the balls to actually kill Chief? You know what I'm saying? Like, they had
don't do that.
The only person on that show, the only person on that show that would have the audacity to let kill Chief is Arbiter. That's the only person that would even remotely have the pass to kill Chief.
Right. And then the other complaint was that they brought in, you know, Halo, Master Chief's team, and they really didn't people felt they really didn't get a chance to connect or learn much. They didn't have a lot of speaking lines. So it was a lot of disconnect with the way it was done. And at least I'm happy that they're admitting that they're going to, you know, not go that route and focus more on Chief and the story. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, we went a little over today. We had a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Wait. No. See, what everybody is fundamentally forgetting, and this is a very crucial thing, what Microsoft is doing on a hardware level at the metal. All right, so we already know that Microsoft has embedded DirectX12 into the chipsets, right? So make it easier. Like Lord Sovereign was explaining to us, the task that it takes is no longer arduous task. It's like, instead of 500 steps, it only takes like 12 steps to get to a certain spot. Now, what Microsoft has done, and they have patented this, is Microsoft Direct Physics. And it's directly linked to DirectX 12. They're trying to fade out the DirectX 11 and make DirectX 12 their, you know, exclusive go-to. But the physics-based software that they're introducing at a hardware level allows for the system to correctly calculate fog, paper, materials, and have it move realistically in the environment without taxing the system. And they showed a demo of it running, and it's much like the PhysX on NVIDIA PhysX X in the same capacity, but Microsoft is doing it, and they're going to own that whole proprietary engine for the Scorpio. And this is big. It's huge. My thing was, did anybody see it, read about it? Because, you know, I put it out to you guys. Do you have any thoughts on it before we close up? Because I know we went over.
It is huge. It is huge.
No remarks.
They purchased Havoc. They purchased Havoc in 2015, and they kind of hinted at that point that they were going to find a way to integrate this sort of middleware into their hardware moving forward, and in particular, DX12. So once they indicated that DX12 was baked into the SoC for the Scorpio, this is something that I knew was probably coming. I didn't know they were gonna sort of rename it. So it basically is just Havoc Physics Engine kind of evolved with a new name. And what's great about it is like what Lord King was saying. Once again, they're taking these processes that are usually very, heavy computational processes, and they're baking them into the SoC and making it more efficient and quicker to the draw, so that all the power onus is not on the developer to try to figure out how to use this stuff. It's already just baked into the system. It makes, I mean, what it does is just, it makes life 100 times easier for game developers.
Yep. To me, and I'll jump in real quick too, is all this is getting closer to the metal. It's making life so much easier for devs. You just say here, hand it to them and go, and then they can use their resources and focuses elsewhere to make it better. I mean, to me, this is the only thing I know coming into mid-generation refreshes. I was a little nervous. This is uncharted territory for us. I'm not used to it. But the advantage of it is that now you have a company like Microsoft who is now able to cater to specific engines that exist. That's another thing. You know what I mean? So that's never been done before. Normally when a system is made, they don't know what, there's going to be an Unreal, and there's, you know what I mean? Like, those things are developed, and mostly, around, it usually goes the opposite way. So what's happening right now is really unprecedented, and a lot of people are not paying attention. So I'm glad you did bring this up, Marquette. Like, this is so to the metal. This is now optimization on a next level, and we're going to see some really cool stuff come out of these games that a lot of people are not expecting. And I'm very proud of Microsoft with this. This is real cool stuff. And I think like a lot of people are not realizing the weight of this stuff, especially with the DX12 and all that good stuff. So I'm hype. I'm geeked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready for the Scorpio to come my hand in August.
Like I said, I would like to reiterate on that August date. Fair to date. I really honestly believe that it's coming that day, in that time, because I know Phil is putting his mark down, and people quietly have been saying that S doesn't stand for what they think it stands for. It stands for the Spencer box. So
yeah, they're innovating, man. Shout out to Requenio, shout out to Roll in the chat, man. Y'all been live in there. But I know we went over, y'all. I apologize for the difficulties in the beginning. Lord Attic needs to be hosting. He knows that. Like, has his little issues sometimes, but we'll get this thing worked out. But before we go, we're gonna get the Lords our outros, and we got Lord Anchor. First of all, shout out to Lord Anchor for coming through on some real grown man ish.
Knowing he was gonna get attacked.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we were a little upset with him earlier in the week. But as a man, I have so much respect for you for jumping on, saying your piece and how you feel. So, Lord Anchor, where can the people find you? All the good things going on in these streets with you.
You can find me on Twitter, AnchormanV2, all one word. Same thing, PlayStation, Xbox, Twitter, Beam, Twitch. I got that synergy. I know who I am.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, let me say this real quick. Phil's on Twitter right now talking about he might wear a shirt from Horizon Zero Dawn at E3.
Oh, my God. He's trolling.
He said, feedback taken. Maybe I should wear a Horizon Zero Dawn shirt at E3.
Oh, God.
Shout out to you, man.
The theories will come out.
You know what I'm saying? The multiverse kicking and tick over there. I know y'all got them. Y'all moving in these streets, baby. I always listen to you guys. Respect it. So we're going to get down the line. Lord Addict, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube. Definitely be looking for that. I'm about to be doing a Recore Addict Spotlight probably today or tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. You can catch me on Twitter, Iron Lords Podcast, Gaming Addict, Lord Addict, Iron Lords Podcast. Any kind of gaming service is Room to Kill.
No doubt, no doubt. And of course, where can the people not find you?
He cracks them up every week. And the people can not find me on Xbox Live at BX Sovereign and on PSN at BX Sovereign, one word.
No doubt. And the excess gamer, Lord King.
Oh, yeah.
Find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Xbox at King David OTW, and you can find me on PlayStation Network at Xbox 360 Lover 01.
Love it.
Also, Bearded Brother Podcast is coming to you as soon as that media room is done. We can get these visuals and get everything popping.
No doubt. Looking forward to it. Of course. This is
Thank you,
What's up?
Anchorman. Thank you, Anchorman. I really appreciate you being a well-respected man. Thank you.
Man of the people, grown man-ish. And of course,
man of the corporate.
Oh my God. Lord Cognito here. You can find me on Twitter. You know the deal, Lord Cognito. And on check me out on Xbox Live as Cognito, PSN, the whole bit, and Switch Gang, but no social security numbers will be given out until you guys get on Mario Kart 8 and get this work from Black Shy Guy. We're still the best podcast you guys never heard. Yo, we appreciate y'all in the chat. Yo, y'all lit. You know what I mean? We appreciate the support, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we still got stuff cooking, man. Especially got some E3 specials going on and some great guests going on. So appreciate the love. And on that note, we out. Peace.